My question is, what is the involvement of private sector in addressing issues in aspirational districts and equity? Can I say, the second thing I want to say, that I have traveled quite extensively in the country even during COVID time. The quality of the toilets that are maintained by the petrol pumps is very bad. It's very depressing. And third is people don't care about handicapped people in this country. Even Niti Aayog, which is just behind, does not have a wheelchair. Very insensitive India. So something should be done about this issue. Thank you so much.
I have got a question. I am Dr. Gajendra Kumar. The question is, whenever in CSR activity, you provide an ambulance or a generator, the problem comes for the running of the ambulance. There is no driver, there is no diesel, and there is no maintenance. Similarly, for the genset, there is no operator, no diesel, and no maintenance. So ultimately, that becomes a vital event. How to overcome it?
So, sir, initially, Dr. Sanjay started with the equity and impact. So, for having an equity or the collaboration with the stakeholders, we normally share the parts. Like if we are providing assets, I mean, I can talk about Indian Oil Corporation Limited, and it is quite similar for other PSUs and CPSEs also. So if we are providing the assets, infrastructure, the O&M part normally is taken over by the beneficiary group, beneficiaries or the organization. So this is the system we have been following for ages. The difficulty is mostly when we are collaborating with the government. So government, I mean, they are ready to take the assets many a times, whereas they lack resources in running that. Unfortunately, running the resources sometimes on piece-to-piece basis or case-to-case basis is very difficult for us to also run. We are providing one ambulance to, say, one hospital and taking care of the running for 2 year, 3 year, 4 year. So sustainability doesn't come from this. Sustainability only comes when we are providing something and you are also taking a step further. So like I'm giving example of tuberculosis project we are taking up in the states of UP and Chhattisgarh. So Government of India, Ministry of Health, they came forward, state of UP came forward, okay, you provide us the assets, the infrastructure, and we'll provide the consumables. So this is the win-win kind of situation. Manpower is provided by the state. So this is the model we are following, sir.
It should be collaborative effort, actually, that's the point. Any other question? Would you like to respond?
Yeah. Hello. Can I add 1 or 2 points here?
Yeah, maybe 2 points, and this is the last question.
I'm Dr. Srinivasan. See, this CSR activity is a very important activity taken up by many organizations, maybe public sectors or major private sectors also. What happens here is, the organization come forward, they do provide lot of funds for this activity, they create the facility. But the maintenance will not take place in many other things. Addressing to his question, maybe there may be construction of 4,000 or 5,000 toilets or 10,000 toilets in schools. All may be creating good furnitures in the schools or providing so many ambulances, as he rightly said. Who has to take that responsibility? Normally all the organizations do it, and they will hand it to the government. See, the government also should come forward. They should also participate in this. The maintenance people will not be there. Just to say an example, when we were doing one CSR activity in Karnataka, we had provided a burns ward to one district hospital. So we were very clear in our negotiation along with the other social active people and the government people also. We will provide all the facilities. They should have the staff for that and maintain it in the interest of providing the facilities to the burnt people, which was not there in that particular area. But if you go and see, they were unable to provide the facilities at all, though we have created. So this has to be taken up further. It is not only just taking the funds of 6,500 crores at the national level and spending it at one time. but many of the fund goes underutilized. It will not be utilized at all. I think there should be a proper monitoring for this. There should be some committees at all levels to monitor the CSR activities and maintaining the things. So they have
thank
to
you.
one of
Thank
these
you.
people,
Yeah.
sir. This is what I feel. This is my opinion.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, sir. I think you need to respond. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. About the maintenance issue, I would like to submit that NHPC has acknowledged that this is a big problem in the country, and the sense of ownership is actually not coming by these government authorities. I would give you an example of my traveling. I have traveled extensively in Assam, all through almost all the districts, and we have constructed around 3,500 toilets in Assam across the length and breadth of Assam, and also in West Bengal. But what has happened is, we are going for the rectification process once again. But the government is not coming to take the money. We are running after, from Delhi, I was after the state government authorities, almost all the 12 districts across Assam, to take the money, have an engagement with NHPC, so that the toilets, because 3,500 plus is a large number for any corporate to handle without having such kind of I showed you, we have only 4,500 staff to engaged in the hydropower business. So the state government the ownership of government has to be at an equal footing. And that footing, I'm very sorry to say that it's not coming. It's not coming. In spite of the money being there, either there is nobody to take it, or that same motivation or the balance to come up and take that process or the project is not,
Thank you.
is not coming. But I think that slowly it will come up. And since we are hard pushing all these, so it will definitely come up.
Yeah. We are running out of time, therefore we'll have a quick response from Professor Mehrotra and a quick comment from Mr. Chaudhary, and then we close.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. I know we are running short of time. हिंदी में कहावत है कि ताली कभी एक हाथ से नहीं बजती है. तो अब हो ये रहा है, जो मैं सुन रहा हूँ, कि एक ही हाथ से हर आदमी ताली बजाना चाह रहा है. तो having worked in the government for 30 years till very recently, things are not going to change overnight. We all know what the problem is. What I really would like to say is, instead of 3,500, for example, and I'm not giving specifics here, if we have 2,500 toilets and we have a rate contract, kind of a maintenance contract with various organizations, चाहे वो सहज हो या जो भी organization हो, स्वच्छ हो, उसको लेके अगर 5 साल तक we can make a guarantee, that may be a way out. I know there are various obstacles in that, because the moment you outsource it, the question to the head of the institution comes on the government, why did you do that? You have already employed so many people. But now that the government is already outsourcing cleaning and a variety of maintenance jobs, this could another be there, and that could be done by the company which is organizing it. That could be a way out. But of course, there are no easy answers to the very real question that we are facing.
Thank you. Thank you, Thank you Professor Mehrotra.
थैंक यू. CSR रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज़ में अभी तक जो है कि भाई प्राइवेट सेक्टर या कॉरपोरेट, इट गिव्स असेट्स टू द गवर्नमेंट. गवर्नमेंट इज़ नॉट हैविंग मनी. Government is having money. If it was in the condition to maintain it, why it was outsourcing? So we have to have a out-of-box solutions for these things. In future, we may have corporates taking responsibilities of these assets which has been given by another corporate. Only then it will be a sustainable. And right, yes, the asset comes to the government, and because these are not maintained and these lie idle. So it has to be, it may be possible that tomorrow one corporate comes and then takes care of all these activities, and it can be a possibility.
Thank you, Dr. Chaudhary. And I just wanted to mention two things. One is that Professor C.S. Pandav mentioned about the aspirational districts and the CSR engagement in aspirational districts. Sir, when we started session, actually, I said that two principles of equity and impact are so critical and important. And therefore, ensuring that the CSR investments and commitments comes into the aspirational districts also would ensure the equity and will have a more impact, because challenges around aspirational districts are different and divergent. So that's number one. Let me thank all the three speakers for bringing out on the table very critical issues, and we learned from them so much. Indian Oil and NHPC, the initiative that they have taken up, and Professor Mehrotra talking about the NCD burden and how CSR engagement would help us to tackle and respond to those challenges. One thing that has emerged is about the partnership actually. When right now also it was talked about the collaboration, partnerships, responsibility sharing is so critical and important. When we talk partnerships, it's generally, three P's, that public-private partnership. Let's redefine these three P's in different three P's. Like we say, three P's means public-private partnership. Let's focus this partnership for public purpose. So if you talk about the partnership which is for public purpose, that 3PPP, that would, interesting to look at from the perspective of impact. And second, 3 Ps would be any partnership should be purposeful, pleasurable, and productive. Thank you so much for this session.